We wanted to show you the water garden. The crew has been working very hard on a major renovation of our water garden here lately. Our liner had finally photo-degraded around the edge enough that it needed to be replaced. We had a major leak, and so everyone has worked very hard getting this water garden ready. I would like to say special thanks to Dot Turman, who's one of our OBGA ambassadors. She was very instrumental in getting this water garden renovated, very helpful, and she worked really hard getting all this put together. But what we've done here, we've done a few things different besides just replacing the liner. You might recall that the way the water garden looked before, we had a shelf around the edge. And while we were renovating, we actually took the shelf out, and so the sides go straight down. Now, one of the reasons for this, we had some problems with raccoons getting into the pond and being able to reach the fish in the center. Now that it's deeper, they can't reach any further than here because they don't swim. And so hopefully that will help our fish be able to get into the middle of the pond and get away from the raccoons. Now, since we don't have a shelf anymore, we still have marginal plants that we have to soften the edges of our pond. And what we've done is put our plants in pots and set them on overturned pots underneath. So the papyrus that you see right here is actually sitting on top of a pot. And so we're going to try that method and see how it does. Now the water here is still pretty murky because we just have filled it. However, as the pond starts to come into balance, we should be able to get rid of the murky water. Some other new things that we've added a biological filter, and we'll come back later and explain that to you. But for now, I just wanted to give you a look of our brand new improved water garden. Now right next to it is our bog garden. And in the past, you might remember that our bog garden was just a shallow area that we had water that wasn't over 12 inches deep, and we could put our marginal plants in there. Well, since we were doing a renovation, we decided to transform our bog garden into basically a true bog garden and add some soil to it. Now, as you look at the soil mix here, you can see that we've got quite a bit of organic matter in this. And we have actually worked in a lot of organic matter into this bog garden. The liner is still in place underneath. We've put some holes in it, and then we've filled in with a mix of soil and organic matter. Now, this is kind of interesting. It was different than what we had thought would be proper for a bog garden, because remember, when you're putting plants in pots, potting up those marginals, you want it to be a heavy, thick clay soil because you don't want your water to turn murky from the nitrogen content. Well, in the bog garden situation, we don't have water that we have to deal with, and so you're actually supposed to use quite a bit of organic matter in it. And so it's probably 70% organic matter to about 30% of our soil. And we've got a nice mix in here, and then it's been watered in very well. Now, the other thing with the soil that we have in here that we're trying a little bit differently is before we had all of our marginal and bog garden plants in pots. And now we've actually been able to plant them directly into this soil. Now, not all of the plants that we have in here have we planted directly in. And right over here, we have some that while they look like they are planted directly in the soil, our variegated cattails that you see right here are actually planted in a pot and then put in here. And the reason we did this is so that hopefully these cattails won't overtake the entire bog area. Cattails have a tendency to grow and to kind of crowd out the other plants. And so we're doing a system very much like you would if you were planting a mint in your herb garden and you didn't want it to take over. You'd put it in a pot in the ground. We've done that with some of our more invasive water garden plants. Also, we have some tropical plants in here, such as the dwarf papyrus, that we have set again down in the bog garden, but we can lift those out at the end of the season and put them in a greenhouse type situation. So it will be nice to watch the bog garden as it develops and see how these plants fill in and see how our experiment with having actual soil in our bog garden compares to having a bog garden that just had water in it.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, There's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.